You'd be surprised how late I was to the NES party. I grew up with the Super Nintendo, and believe it or not, my first Metroid was not Super Metroid, but a combo pack of both Metroid Fusion and Metroid Prime. I ran a Super Metroid before, but didn't really get into it until after Fusion. So when the time came to finally take a shot at the NES Classic, it was a re-release on the Game Boy Advance. Being the game that started it all, I obviously had my expectations lowered, but after playing the game, I still had a damn good time. I could see why this took off into one of Nintendo's bigger series, and why it made exploration in games as vast as they are today. The original Zelda may be cryptic, but the original Metroid succeeds in making you feel alone. Trial and error is the only way you're going to make it to the end credit scene. No other game had done this before, and yeah, Super Metroid does it better, but there's still a lot of enjoyment to be had with the original. Unsurprisingly, the entire game took a huge inspiration from Ridley Scott's thriller Alien. It's proven to be where the name of the space pirate dragon Ridley originated from. Samus Aran is also a nod to Ellen Ripley, and it was actually one of the last decisions to the game, a developer gag. Hey, what if under the suit wasn't a man or a machine, but actually a young woman? Little did they know that the woman under the suit would turn out to be one of the most popular female protagonists of gaming history, next to Lara Croft, of course. One of Metroid's greatest achievements that passed on to the other games was its ability to make the world seamless. The entire planet was open to you, but the catch was, your current equipment could not reach most areas, without the proper upgrades of course. Metroid is an enormous scavenger hunt where you start out feeble and under-equipped, but by the end of it all, you are a walking war machine. And you'll need every power-up you can get when traversing this massive world. I mean, just look at this map. Gamers didn't have access to this or the internet back in the day, so a majority of people's experience consisted of getting lost. A lot. You weren't just scrolling right or going up. Metroid had you backtracking, going down, squeezing into corners, and a lot of other mechanics that seemed mind-blowing at the time. Your other objective in the game was to take down the space pirate central computer, the Mother Brain, but first you had to take out her two guardians, Kraid and Ridley. Sadly, these bosses don't leave much of an impression. Yeah, it's hard to find an encounter with Kraid or Ridley worse than the original, but really, that's how it should be. Each new encounter with an iconic boss should expand on the previous one, or at least give it a fresh new take. Could you imagine if this Kraid was used again in Super Metroid? Yeah, not too much fun now, is it? Mother Brain was also quite different from your average final boss. Mother Brain herself doesn't do damage to you, but her security system and these killer Fruit Loops sure do. And then comes the ending, an escape sequence. This was the game that started it all, and I'm sure a lot of gamers were tense their first time. You're used to, you've acquired the Triforce, credits roll, or it was just a dream, credits roll. Nobody really anticipated you killed the central computer. Now evacuate before the damn planet explodes! A tried and true staple of the series that makes each entry feel incomplete without one. Metroid for the original Nintendo is the game that I'd like to consider the bar in making a good Metroid game. Hunters, Return of Samus, and Other M were definitely lacking in what made this series so great, and honestly they all felt like a step backwards. The remainder of Metroid titles on this list, however, do what a sequel should do. Excel on what made the original so great, and provide a better experience for the player. You have no idea how thankful I am for save rooms being brought into the sequels. If I want passwords, I need it Aladdin style, not this crap. These next games make you feel, yeah, the classic was good, but these guys are just so much better. And which one is the best? Stay tuned.